Now today we'll see the creation of the material master. And to create a material master, the transaction code is MM01, MM02 and MM03. Create, change and display.
సార్ మీది ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది సార్.
No, from my end it's okay. There is problem from your end.
నేను మ్యూట్ చేశాను అయినా వస్తుంది సార్.
Now I'll go to the transaction code MM01. So here you will have material, industry sector, metal type. In the material column, if you want to enter the material name, you can enter the material name, or otherwise you can leave it as a blank. So system will take the number from the number ranges what we define for the material types. Industry sector. I'll select the industry sector, for example, mechanical engineering, and metal type. So what are the metal type we have created? So raw material 2001. So what is our material type? Yeah. Select use. Click on select views. As I said, from our MM point of view, these 5 views are compulsory views. So whenever we create a material master, these 5 views are compulsory views or mandatory views. In future, we'll select some more views also. Okay? In future, we'll select some more views also. But as of now, we are going to select these 5 views from our MM point of view. Click on organization levels. Enter the created plant and created store location. Enter the created plant and created store location. Press enter. So you got the material number here. So this is the material number or material code. So here you can have the description. For example, I will enter the description zinc. Okay. What are the description? Next, base unit of measure. So how you are going to measure this material? Either in liters or grams or tons, whatever it is. For example, I want to take it as a kg. So what is the base unit of measure? Base unit of measure is a unit of measure at which the stocks of the materials and goods are managed. Okay. So base unit of measure is a unit of measure at which the stocks of the materials and goods are managed. Next, material group. So what is a material group? So material group is a key that groups together the materials and services and assign them to a particular material group. So material group is a key that assigns the materials, that groups together the materials and services which are assigned to a particular material group. So depending upon the symptoms and characteristics of the materials, we will assign the material group. So for example, here I will take it for 0010 steel sheets. And here you have old material number. So old material number means before implementation of SAP to that company, if you have that number, any other old material number, you can enter it. Otherwise, it's blank. So press enter. So mainly in the basic data one, we need to enter the material description, base unit of measure and material group. Press enter. So when you press enter, the system automatically takes to the next screen, that is purchasing screen. So it means whatever the views we have selected, the system displays only those views. It will not display other than these views. It will not display other than these views. So here enter the purchasing group. Enter the purchasing group. Already we have entered the material description, base unit measure, material group in the basic data one. So by defaultly it will copy it into the purchasing view. You no need to maintain again the information. Already in the basic data one we have entered the material description, base unit measure, material group. Therefore again it's not required to maintain the information in the purchasing view. Next, order unit. What is the meaning of order unit? Order unit is a unit of measure at which the material is ordered from the supplier. Order unit is a unit of measure at which the material is ordered from the supplier. Enter the purchasing group. And here you have quality for free goods discounts. So what does this indicator specifies? This indicator specifies whether the material is subjected for discounts at the time of sales or purchase. This indicator specifies whether the material is subjected for discounts at the time of sales and purchase. So here you will have the first one is not eligible for discount in kind. If it is option 1, eligible for discounts at the time of sales and purchase. If it is 2, eligible for discounts only at the time of purchase. If it is 3, eligible for discounts at the time of sales. Next, automatic PO. This indicator specifies whether the material is subjected or eligible to create a purchase order automatically in background. We have some scenarios during material urgency. At these scenarios, the purchase order will be created automatically, provided that if you activate this indicator, then it specifies that the material is subjected for or eligible to create a PO automatically in background. Next, you have batch management. So let's say, for example, if I activate this indicator, then what happens? Then the material is subjected to maintain in the form of or in the form of batches. If this indicator has activated, the batch management specifies whether and how the materials and goods are handled in the form of batches with the batch numbers. Suppose if you activate this indicator, if you create a purchase order for the material and GR for the material, then while you are receiving the material, when you are creating a GR, the system will ask to enter the batch number, the expiration date and date of manufacture. Okay, so as of now we are not activating it. We have a separate topic called batch management. At that time we'll see it. Next, purchasing value key. So what is this purchasing value key? Purchasing value key is a key that determines the reminders to remind the buyer about the delivering of the goods and shipping and packaging instructions issued to the vendor, under and over delivery tolerances based on quantity, and acknowledgement required for the material to purchase. All these parameters are controlled by a key called purchasing value key. Okay. So purchasing value key is a key that determines the reminders to remind the buyer about the delivering of the goods, shipping and packaging instructions issued to the vendor, under and over delivery tolerances based on quantity, and acknowledgement required for the material to purchase. All these parameters are controlled by a key called purchasing value key. So for example, I'll enter 4. When I press enter, see what happens. So you'll get the reminders and tolerances. So I'll again go back to purchasing view. And next here you have GR processing time. So for example, I enter 3. So what does this mean? So GR processing time means number of business working days required for the material for inspection before placing into the storage. GR processing time means number of business working days required for the material for inspection before placing into the storage. Next you have post to inspection stock. If you activate this indicator, then this material is eligible or this material is subjected for quality inspection of the material without inspection lot generation. If the post to inspection stock is activated, this indicator specifies that whether the material is subjected for quality inspection without generation of quality inspection lot. Next is source list. Suppose if you activate this indicator, then this material is subjected to purchase the material from a particular supplier. So we have some scenarios. Whenever if you want to purchase a material, we can purchase the material from a particular supplier or a particular vendor. Okay, we can purchase the material from a particular supplier or particular vendor, provided if you activate the option source list. So if you activate the indicator source list, then the material is subjected to purchase the material from a particular supplier. So quote arrangement usage. So what is meant by quote arrangement usage? The main function of quote arrangement is to allocate the requirement quantities to the source of supply or vendor. The main function of quote arrangement is to allocate the requirement quantities to the source of supply or vendor. So we have separate topics called sources and quote arrangement. At that time we'll see. Press enter. Now we are in general plan data storage 1. So here you have temperature conditions and storage conditions. This indicator specifies whether the material is subjected to maintain certain temperature and storage conditions. This indicator specifies whether the material is subjected to maintain certain temperature and storage conditions. Next, container requirements. So which type of containers are used to store or to ship the material for loading and unloading purpose? So you can, so if this material is subject for discount for temperatures, you can maintain it, or otherwise it's not required. Or storage conditions. Storage conditions you can maintain, otherwise it's not required for us. Then container requirements. And below you have shelf life data. Mainly this shelf life information is for the materials and goods where the life of the material is concerned, especially in the food processing industries, pharmaceutical, chemical industries. In this type of companies, each and every material will have the life of the material, the date of manufacturing and the date of the production. Okay, so minimum remaining shelf life 1 and total shelf life 12. What is this in 1 and what is this 12? So here period indicator for SLAD. D means day format, and SLAD stands for shelf life expiration date of a material. Shelf life expiration date of a material. Suppose I want, if it is a steel material, so you can store it for months and years also. So I'll enter base unit of measured months. Enter. So if you get any warning message, enter. Next we are in general plan data storage 2 view. So here whether you maintain this any information in the storage 2 or not, in the storage 1 or not, we need to select these views because we have to show the material at plant and store location level. Remember guys, this general plan data storage 1 and storage 2 views have to be selected in order to show the material at plant and store location level, whether you maintain the information or whether you don't maintain the information. So for example, if you want to maintain gross weight, for example, 100 kgs, net weight 90, and volume 3 cubic centimeters. Enter. Now we are in accounting 1. As I said, as of now, you take the valuation class 3000. Even we can create our own valuation class also, guys. See here, some of the students or some of the people have created their own valuation classes. In the future classes, we'll create our own valuation class. As of now, we are following 3000. And price control is V. Why? Because it is a raw material. And price unit is always 1. Because whenever you are purchasing it, so what is the cost of 1 kg or 1 piece or 110? So V refers to moving price. So here you enter the price of the material. Below that, total stock and total value is 0. Okay, why it is 0? Why not with some figure? Because still we are not created any purchase order and still we are not received any material from the vendor. If you create a PO, if you create a GR, then your total stock and total value will update. Until then, it is 0. Press enter. Now whatever the views we have selected, those are completed. Now the system is asking, do you want to save it or not? So click on yes. Then the system will throw a message saying that material so and so created. The system will throw a message material so and so created. Now I have another plant and I want to maintain the same information in another plant also. How can we maintain? So to extend or to copy the material to another plant and another store location. So again you go to the transaction code MM01. Whatever the material number is created, enter that material number, industry sector, material type, and enter the copy from also same material number. So the meaning of this screen is we are trying to copy the same material information to another plant or another store location. This is the meaning of this statement of the screen. Suppose I will remove this. Then what is meaning of this screen? It means the system is going to create another new material number by copying the data from the existing material number 6053. That is the meaning of this screen. Suppose here itself if you enter, then so you are trying to copy the same material information to another plant or another store location. Select views, basic data 1, purchasing, storage 1, storage 2, accounting 1. Click on organization levels. Now see this time what happens. Enter the second plant and second store location, copying the data from first plant and first store location. Now the system is going to copy the data from the plant 2011 to the plant 2012. Store location can be same or different. The moment when I press enter, see guys, all of you, the system will throw a message at the bottom once again. You can see the material already exists and will be extended. So again, no need to enter the description or base unit of measure or anything. Just keep on press enter, 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 just save. So like this, we'll create a material master and we copy the material master to another plan. For another store location, same scenario. For another store location means same everything. In copy from also you need to enter the same. Select views. Select the 5 views. Now here we are trying to copy the data. Plant remains same, but store location has been changed. Plant remains same, but store location has been changed. Enter, enter, enter. That's it. So we have copied from the to another store location. To display list of materials, the transaction code is MM60. To display list of materials, the transaction code is MM60. Do you want to see with respect to your plant or metal type, whatever it is? For example, I'll enter the metal type Z001. So system will display all the materials created with respect to this metal type. Now here it is. So one metal is created 2011, another metal we created 2012. Sorry, the metals we created is 6051, 6052 and 6053. And when metal is available in both the plants, that is 6053 is available in plant 2011 and plant 2012. Like this, we will create a material master and we maintain to another plant or another storage location. Now the next master data is vendor master. Vendor master. Like how we have seen the material information which is stored in the form of a material master, in the same way the suppliers or the vendors who are going to purchase, who are going to supply the materials, goods and services, those information or the suppliers information is stored in the form of a vendor master. Okay, so like how we have seen the material master, in the same way the supplier information or the vendor details are maintained in the form of a vendor master. So basically what is a vendor master? So vendor master is a master file which contains the information of a particular vendor. Is a master file which contains the information of a particular vendor, of a particular supplier. So what type of information will maintain in the vendor master for a particular vendor? Vendor name, address details, banking and accounting information, business terms of payment information, the payment terms information, and partner functions, etc. So what is this partner function means? So for example, you have three suppliers, A, B, C. So company creates an order to vendor A and we receive the material from vendor B and the payment is done to the vendor C, provided these three suppliers belong to same company. So we call it a partner functions. So like this, we are going to maintain the information for a particular vendor or supplier in the form of a vendor master. Okay. So this is about the master. We have seen this material master. The next topic is vendor master, or we can say supplier master. So we'll maintain all the information related to the supplier, like how we have maintained the material information. So the next topic heading is vendor master.